and welcome back to the guest room with Dr. D, where we on this show have those authentic conversations on this platform. Not only authentic conversations, but we have genuine conversations, engaging, entertaining, and yes, sometimes vulnerable conversations. But here on the guest room, we have great guests who are here to share their experiences to you, our viewers. Before we leave, though, before we get started, I want you all to do something. I want you to like, share, and most of all, subscribe to this channel. So again, welcome to the guest room, and we have our guests here, Miss Heather and Hailey Bankhead. I am so excited to have them. It was like last minute, but she said, I'll work my schedule and I'll get there. So here we are. So we're going to have a conversation with them too, and they're going to share their experience and their journey. So welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming. Yes, love. Ladies love. Okay,
us.
ladies first. Okay.
Right.
So Heather, thank you so much for just being on the show with Dr. D, and just being able to share you and Hailey's story. But I want you to tell the viewers a little bit about who you are.
Okay. I'm originally from Indianapolis, Indiana. I've been here in Georgia since 2000. A long time.
Okay.
So I think I should be a Georgia peach.
I would say you are. I'm originally from Georgia, so yeah, you're a Georgia peach.
I'm gonna need a pass.
Okay.
I know some stuff.
Okay.
I am a Georgia realtor and a licensed cosmetologist.
Okay.
I got my cosmetology license in 1998 when I graduated high school.
Okay.
I'm a mother of 3.
Okay.
And I'm a busybody that loves to shop and travel.
I like that part. That part, as we say, that part,
yes.
Shopping. Okay, so you're from, Indy. Okay, so you just moved on down to be a Georgia peach.
Yes.
Love it.
And haven't turned back.
Okay, good. So as being a realtor, you know, you've seen the market. And I know it's like this now. So let me just get on that, and then we're going to go into it.
Okay.
So as a realtor, during COVID, how was that experience for you all? I mean, particularly for you.
COVID was scary when the shutdown happened. And then it picked up once. It was hard because people were overbidding and bidding wars were going on. So that was a lot challenging, but I did my best sales.
Okay.
During that season.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you just had to be patient and just make sure your clients understand, you know, it's a journey and we're going to get to the finish line.
Yeah.
And what's for you is going to be for you.
I seen on your website, you know, I'm peeking, and I saw on the Facebook page where they're holding the key, and I was like, oh, there's another sale, you know, and I was like, she's doing the darn thing. I'm just scrolling through. I'm like, okay. So
I love my clients.
That's good.
Yes, I love my clients, and I've gained a lot of good relationships with them. So I take my job, it's not just a job, but I take it very seriously because I'm such a people person. So once you're attracted, you can't go nowhere.
Right.
Yeah, we're stuck.
Okay. So it goes beyond the sale.
Yes.
It extends more to that.
Yes.
I think that's good because I think sometimes realtors can, okay, we got you, bye, see you next, you know.
Or you get that agent who's just looking for a check.
Okay.
For me, we can see 1,000 houses, but I can't sleep at night knowing that I just put you in a limit. No, or I wouldn't put you somewhere where I wouldn't put myself.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I have a real big conscience. So if it takes us time to look, we're going to look.
That's awesome. I think that's so genuine. And, you know, you said you got it while you're here in Georgia, right?
Yes.
Your license here. Okay.
I got licensed October 31st of 2020.
Wow. All right. Look at there. Like girl magic.
Right. So I got I got let go from Cisco. Fresh Point. Same company. And so during that, I was like freaking out. So I went to real estate school.
Okay.
And that was the best thing ever.
I know one of my sorors, she's heavy into real estate, right? And she's like been trying to recruit everybody that she possibly can. So right before COVID just came and I call her Coco. When Coco came, right before Coco came, she's like, D. And I was like this. I had already taken some courses back in the day over at Barney Fletcher.
Okay.
And I was like, girl, and I saw the numbers, I was like, no. But I thought it was gratifying, like you said, to know that you're about to help somebody else. All about service.
Yes.
All about service. And I think what you said, D, it goes beyond the paycheck. It goes now toward the people to ensure that they have what they need. Like you said, you don't want to put somebody in the lemon and you know, I'm over here living life. And then they over here living miserable.
Because you know, that's a conscious. Back.
Yeah.
No.
You don't want that
I wouldn't
follow-up
want
like
somebody
that.
to do that to me, so I would never do that to someone else.
Right.
But I've had the first-time home buyer. I've had someone who lived off Bankhead Highway who thought that they couldn't upgrade and got to sell and upgrade, living That's probably one of my favorites. And then I had a client who didn't tell their children. And so it was Christmas. So when they finally took the kids to the house, I had a Christmas bow on their front door.
I think
they were sitting in closing with headphones on, not knowing what was going on.
Wow.
Yeah, so I love it.
I like that part when they thought they were, because they lived in Bankhead. And if you're from Atlanta, you know Bankhead was not what considered the echelon of Atlanta. Put it like that. But now when people understand this is how it's changing, how it's migrated, it's like, wow, this was once what it was, you know. And by the way, T.I. came from Bankhead. Okay, just to let you know. Tip. All right, you know.
I love some T.I.
You know, we love Tip. But at the same time, to see that, like you said, and then what I love about it, Heather, what you said without saying it, you just snoot your nose at them.
For what?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, for what?
Yeah.
I'm no better than you. I'm no better than them. It could have been me.
Right. And you didn't do no upcharging just so you can get better commission or anything like that.
And
it is what it is.
Because of COVID, we looked at so many houses, so many. But again, get what it is that you want, not the first thing you see.
Right.
Yeah, because that's a lifetime investment that you're ready to go into.
It is. Yeah. It is. And I tell people when you get a house, because now mine's the toilet stool's ringing and everything. I'm like, come on, well, you can't call a little maintenance man. Right. You got to pay a fee to do all this. I'm like, okay, here we go. You know,
and trying to fix it yourself. That's what we're doing today.
That's me. That's me. And Deacon Crumb come over. He's like, what did you do? I'm like, see what happened was. You know?
I tried. That's my thing. I tried.
You know. So here it is. We're talking about how she talks about service, not only in the real estate market, but also in her organization. And I'm going to allow her to speak on behalf of her organization. She has a gem with her, a jewel, her daughter, Haley. So I'm going to allow them to speak on that and let Haley share her experiences. And you all, we're going to then talk about the community aspect of her organization. So tell us about the organization, then Haley can chime right on in.
So our organization is my baby.
Okay.
That's always number one. It's real estate, full-time, nonprofit, full-time.
Okay.
I literally sleep with my computer in my bed.
Okay.
Yes. That's true.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So my mom's like, how are you going to get a man? I'm going to school with the computer over. Yeah. But Haley was diagnosed with Wilms tumor, which is kidney and lung cancer at the age of 5 in 2013. So because of my service background and wanting to serve, I had to, first I was in shock still.
Okay.
But the outpour of family, and I consider Georgia my family, as much support that we had, I had to do something to spread awareness and tell someone else.
Right.
Because I was unaware. I was that girl who, it didn't happen to me, so why would I care? Or the only thing I knew was breast cancer, so that wasn't my focus.
Right.
Old people got cancer, smokers got cancer. My 5-year-old had lung cancer. So that's how it started. It started in the hospital room on day 2 of her being diagnosed. So if I was going to cry, you can't. I always tell people, if you got diagnosed, be strong for that person. Don't go in there sad. Don't go in there crying, because they're going to feed off of you. And you got to be the strongest for them. So either I was going to cry or I was going to do something impactful to help somebody else. Right. And that's what I did.
Wow. And how did you, that's your baby.
Yeah.
5 years old. Baby, you know? A little sassy, little something, you know? And then to go in and say, this is what's going on with your baby.
Right.
What was that sense of emotion at that time?
So, and when we arrived to the hospital, again, there was so many people there. I couldn't register what the wording that they were telling you, because they don't say cancer. It's lymph nodes, and we see tumors, and we see, if you're not in the medical side, you have no idea what they're talking about. So I'm scared to death. And I told one of our pastors, I said, please make sure you listen, because I can't comprehend all this right now. And I feel myself like breaking. So I went into depression for the 7 months while starting the organization, while taking care of Haley. And I tell people, you live by days and you live by minutes, because you got doctor's appointments. You got to check her temperature. You got to make sure she's not sick, because you have to document all this stuff to be able to tell the doctors, well, this happened at such and such time because of, well, what triggered it? So you got to pay attention. And it was hard. So I'm so glad that I had a village there. And one of my friends was like, I didn't think you was going to make it. but God.
But God. But God. And then to have the positive attitude for her, even though she's 5.
Have you seen her? Wait,
Okay.
you have to scroll back to 2013.
Let's take
look
it
at
back
her
then.
pictures.
Okay.
She be bouncing off the wall. She dances. She got the nickname Slick from her dad.
Okay.
So we call her Slick, and so she wanted to wear wigs, not to hide it, but to have fun with it.
Okay.
So Haley was never, I'm sick.
She had her own self-motivation.
She wasn't her because she had so many people that kept her going.
Good. Yeah. And see, but in turn, though, she kept you going.
Yes.
Because you would have thought that as you've been the adult, that's your child. Was me. But she like, honey, bring it.
She made it fun. I'm like, you gonna cut your hair again?
Yeah, I just heard her say, you're not cutting my hair anymore. I just heard that, I'm not getting my hair cut anymore, So,
right.
But to be there. So she was a source of strength for you in turn.
Yeah.
And it just flipped. And here it is, like you said, I'm not comprehending, but you had someone there to comprehend that.
Yes.
However, Haley ended up being the source of strength.
For not just for me,
but for others.
For Clayton County.
Yes.
When I tell you Clayton County showed up and showed out, our church members were cutting their hair. So she was like, are you going to cut your hair? See the way my forehead's set up? Okay. I can't.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Clayton County Police Department, she called them for school supplies. Did they bring it? Yes.
They brought it.
My neighbors were like, the police are at your house. Yes, I know. Because that's what community does.
That's what community
comes together.
Mm-hmm.
We see, police officer such and so did this, they did that, but you don't see what they do behind the scenes either. Yeah.
And that's just what Officer AJ said. People don't realize they're human too.
Yeah.
They have a heart too. They just wear the uniform and enforce the law.
Yeah.
But he said something significant, protect and serve. But he turned around, serve and protect.
Serve, yeah.
Serve and protect.
Yes.
So shout out to Clayco. So you look
county, y'all.
So you look at that and just like, wow. So now I'm gonna flip it over to Haley. So Haley, what was it like for you in this experience? And you can just have the rest of the segment. What was it like for you?
Well, in the hospital, I remember them not being able to give me chocolate chip cookies, and I was very upset about that.
Okay.
I remember them coming in like every hour to give me needles, and I hated needles. I still don't like needles to this day, but I worked with it.
Okay.
I used to scream and cry. I used to have to hold me down, strap me up. My auntie had to sit on me.
Wow.
It was bad.
She's strong.
Okay.
It was bad, but other than that, like all the pictures that we still have, like when I was going into surgery, I was smiling with an iPad.
Okay.
They gave me an iPad to play with. My brother, he got me a pillow, and I had that pillow for the longest.
Wow.
So, yeah.
But what's so special about that pillow is, I think he got it when we went to Piedmont Fayette.
Mm-hmm.
And so the pillow it had angels on it.
Okay.
And so when you go, it's like, how they have just like little gingerbread man, basically. And it had the angels, and everywhere she went, and every surgery, she had that pillow.
Like lions with the blanket.
You knew God was in it from beginning to the end, and that was her safety.
Oh, wow. So you had the iPad and you had the pillow. Okay. You couldn't have the chocolate chip cookies.
I would not eat the chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, my goodness.
Because when you're going through treatment, you lose your taste buds.
Really?
So it was a lot of stuff that she wanted that she couldn't really taste it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she was an egg eater, and then she couldn't. So you have to learn what it is that they can tolerate and what they can't tolerate.
Wow.
That's the true story.
Okay.
I still didn't get no cookies.
You still didn't get your cookies, right? Okay. So now, as you know, we're gonna pick this up on the next part of it. But you went through this, you endured this. I mean, not actually 5 years old. She had no idea, what was going on. She knew she was getting needles, and she had to go to surgeries. And when she said, cut your hair out, it didn't register, but her spirits, was just like, who would ever thought this child was going through this? Who would ever thought Haley, her name Haley, who would ever thought baby Haley was going through this? But her strength not only impacted you, but impacted a whole community, a whole county.
Yes.
For that point. And so you look at it and say, what else? What's next?
Right.
What can we do? Like you said, the foundation is your baby. naturally you have your babies, but this is your baby. And so we're going to get into that as of how this has impacted the community and how Hailey herself has been the drum major for this particular cancer, as we like to say,
Right.
but how she has now overcome it and how she can encourage others who are around us.
Yes.
So we'll be right back. Hello, everyone. It's Dr. D again, and I am so excited to be back before you. I wanted to let you know I have another book. I've written another book, and it's called It's Time to Own Your Truth. This is a 31-day motivational book for you all to read to carry you throughout your day. Now, you may be asking, Dr. D, how did this book come about? It came about after a supervisor told me to be intentional about what I want to do as of my career, and also intentional about what I want to do with my life. Now, I knew what I wanted to do about my life, but about my career, he said, you have to make the move to be able to do what you have to do, D. And so this book came as a result of that, but it also came as a result of me sitting in a coaching class. I was in a training class, and so therefore the title came to me. It's time to own your truth as of your calling, your purpose, D, and what's driving you to do what you do best. And so here it is. It came about in a 31-day motivational book of 31 chapters for each day of the week for you to be able to engross and get in deep detail with who you are. So again, purchase this book. It's time to own your truth, and you can purchase this book on Amazon.com. I look forward to you all supporting and purchasing. And again, Amazon.com. It's time to own your truth. Talk soon. Welcome back to the guest room of Dr. D. Again, we have Heather and Hailey Bankhead here with us, and they're sharing their experiences about childhood cancer. And this has been a very engaging conversation. She and I had laughs. We had a couple of tears here, but at the same time, they were tears of endearment as to what Hailey has endured. And this is what it's all about. So now we're going to get into it and let Hailey give us a little bit more backdrop on her experiences as to what she experienced, as well as what she's endured and what she's about to get ready to do. So here we go. Talk to us, Hailey. So you said as you were going through, you encountered the bullying.
Yes, ma'am. So when I was little, of course, I didn't have no hair. So like when we was walking through stores and stuff, like even grown people would stare and talk about me, and then kids my age, they would point and stuff. But when I was going to school, I was getting bullied. So I stopped wanting to go to school because it's like everybody's sitting here talking about me at school. They don't know what's going on. They just know I don't have any hair. So middle school, I didn't want to go because of my teeth, and my roots were dead in my teeth, so it caused my teeth to shift. Mm-hmm. So my teeth weren't like everybody else's, and I couldn't get it fixed. They told me I couldn't get braces in, like it wasn't even an option. So I didn't want to go to high school with my teeth like that.
Right.
But she told the dentist she was trying to get dentures. Because they said they couldn't fix it.
Wow.
And I found some on sale on Amazon. They told me I couldn't get them.
Okay.
So, I didn't want to.
Beautiful and brainy. You hear that? Researching.
So, they ended up telling me I could get braces for high school. So it took a long time. It was a process. We had to get 9 clearances. And then when we went to the orthodontist, while I was in the chair, they made me call my mom and tell her to come in so I can get another one.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I think that's good, though, because you'd rather be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
For them to say, hey, we have this situation going on here, and we want to be very delicate about this. And I think that's good because the market, Heather, it's all about the dollar.
Yeah.
And they could have just done more harm than anything to her.
But the good thing about it is when you have cancer, you can't just go to a regular doctor.
I'm sure.
You have to go to a doctor that's a part of that
whole network.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's a good thing. That you're educating me on that, because people think, oh, it's just go. No, you can't. And for her being a child, it's different. It's different for us,
right.
And like hers, they'll come back as adults. It's another process. It's a prayer at this time, know. But for her to be able to endure the bullying, and then to hear it not only from her peers but adults.
Yeah.
And that's disheartening.
And teachers.
The
ones that you're supposed to feel safe with.
Yeah. And that's the sad part about it. They're supposed to be educating But then again, they're ridiculing. And I make no excuse for that. Regardless of what I'm doing, there is no excuse for that. You know, you're supposed to, if anything, help comfort that child.
Yeah.
Teach the child, not be the parent, but teach the child and comfort that child, you know, because that child is there predominantly of the day.
Right.
And to have to go through that, and then for you as a parent and her dad to be able to hear that, you know, it's just like, and she said offline, she said, I call my daddy, you know. And that's usually how it is. I'll call my daddy in a minute too. I call my daddy, you know, to try to help this situation. So we're going to talk about it. When she went through this, she endured this, and there's a happy ending to this because she's going to be doing something. I'm not sure if she's announced it to the school, but she's going to be doing something really, really jazzy too. We're going to talk about that at the close of it. But now that you have the foundation, tell us how the foundation is impacting the community.
I feel like we're a magnet. So we'll just go. The grocery store is like our meetup spot. So that's where you find everybody that comes with childhood cancer at the grocery store.
Okay. Wow.
Or that's just what I say. Or you can see someone with like a Camp Sunshine shirt. And these are like things like, even with your like sorority, you know when somebody's in your sorority. So you know when someone's diagnosed if they have on a shirt.
Yeah.
Or if they have a certain thing. So that I said that's our little hangout spot. But when I tell you that people don't know what's going on in our community, we've had 7 children that we personally found in our community that had childhood cancer. So we're going to be there from beginning to end to beyond. And once you click with a cancer family, you're family, because no one knows what you're going through like another cancer family or whatever. So that's the bond that we create, and it's amazing. And anytime that I go out, I try to make sure I'm branded. I'll have flyers, but I want people to know this is real in our community. So there's so much going on, but there's so much positive going on in our community as well.
And I know this for sure because I've seen the 5Ks, you know, and I was like, they run the International Park. And I was like, that's a hill over there, you know. They've done the 5Ks. You recently celebrated, 10 years. She recently celebrated 10 years. I've seen the pictures and all that. And then she said she was busy the whole weekend. So how was that celebration? Because I know you said offline you wanted to celebrate with one of Hailey's friends, but unfortunately. So how has that been as the gala? How was that experience?
So it's a kind of a twofold, because we're celebrating 10 years of her being cancer free and 10 years of us putting in service. However, there's kids that didn't make it.
Right.
So you kind of be like, well, should I post? Should I not post? How should I feel? Because you never want the next person to be hurt by something that I said. So this year we tried to make it really special for everybody.
Right.
We have new followers, old followers, and we just been celebrating all throughout the year. But our Night Under the Stars event was
I can tell it was something.
It was amazing. And to hear people to say, I think this is the best one, because we put, you know how our thing was Hollywood.
I saw it.
So on the ground, we had Hollywood stars.
I saw the stars
with the names of it.
Yeah. Oh.
And we had the Thomas twins come from Detroit. And I said, did you see your star? And she was like, no. I was like, look down. And that star meant so much. But it was like the details that we put in to make you feel extra special. So we have our VIP children. And then we have our butterflies, which are children that passed away. So you can actually see the different pictures of the children that we've actually helped service. So that's a special part, because when you see it, you really believe it.
Yeah.
If I just tell you, oh, she's just doing blah, 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 but you see it.
Yeah.
And then when we share so many pictures, it's to help somebody who's not going to ask, somebody who could be going through something, someone who doesn't even know, or just so people can see where their dollars are going. We share. I'm an open book. When she goes to the doctor's office, this is what they said. This is how the day went. It started at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's 2 p.m. School's been in session, 3 months? She's already missed 8 days of school because she's been at the doctor.
Yeah.
So it's like, make sure you're on top of your stuff, but it's so people can see what it looks like to have cancer. So it's not always pretty.
No, it's not. And I'm glad you're sharing it, that it's not always pretty. And there's an upside to it as well. Haley is healthy as what I look at. She's healthy.
What you can see.
What I can see.
Yeah.
Because, hey, but look at this right here. Let's go back to something. She's always been like that.
So it's hard.
So it's hard to say.
Wait, so people will be like, oh, we're going to come over at 2 to play. Okay. It's 1:55. Well, Haley ain't feeling well. Can we reschedule? And people couldn't grasp that.
Right.
So if you came over and she got sick, her sick is worse than our sick. Mm-hmm. Her sick gonna make her feel bad. So people were like, oh, well, she's just acting funny. No, things happen instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's that's the education part of it. You know, and I'm learning so much. I mean, I've seen her around and I'm like, and to think, and I'm thinking Haley is at another step. But I was like, they coming down, travel down here to Clayton, you know. And then I started doing more research. And before I met you, and I was like, what? Because, you know, I look at Haley as being like the football player, his daughter who had the cancer.
She got diagnosed. Her name is Leah. She got diagnosed right after Haley.
See what I'm saying? That's what I thought. I said, they must be. I'm thinking that she was right there with Leah. And here she is in Atlanta.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
And you would never think. And even Leah had a great personality. And she's sharing her story. She has now 2 siblings, you know. And it's just like to see that, like you said, it's what I see. And Haley has a very strong personality for what I can tell. She's like, am I straight? Am I pretty? Yes, you are.
But she had to get there.
But she had to get there. So
she does counseling
process.
She sees a therapist because it was, oh, I'm ugly. Oh, I don't look like the next person. Oh, when she was 5, she was wearing a 2T in clothes because she lost so much weight being sick. So it's not easy.
It's not easy.
Yeah, so it's always a journey. She's always going to be different. It's always literally something. So now you said she looks perfect. She just started being seen by a cardiologist. She has high cholesterol. She's had heart problems. So it's just like, Lord, what next? And I didn't tell people about the cardiologist part because you're scared on the inside. It's 10 years and it's always something.
But look at her now, you know, and she's your strength. She's your strength. And when I saw Mom last night, you wouldn't think she was going through what she was going through. She was sitting there like this. Where are you sitting? I'm at the dinner. And I was like, looking back, I was like, there she is right there. And I just got up and I gave her a hug. And she's like, I was like, I'm Dee. She's like, yeah, that's you. I was like, it's me. But you never know what people look at that outer shell. And you have to look at what's on the inside, you know, and you say, Dee, this is what she's going. It's educating me, you know, but to see her still smiling, you know, the diva that she is, you know, and to see that brings, you know, I'm holding it back, you know, I'm just holding it back because I'm just like, I just want to grab it, just say, oh, you know, but at the same time, people don't know the truth.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of the lack of, and there are some people that are very insensitive to it because they don't know. You just looking at it, think like you said, she just doing it because she got this. Further from the truth.
I would rather trade places with you.
Absolutely.
To have a normal kid, but I'm blessed to have this kid.
Yeah. And you kept saying something, you repeated it, and you even said it in your profession as well now. Service.
Yes.
Service. And to let that child see their name on that star, a star. Look at the significance of that. A butterfly, a star. You see what I'm saying? Both of them fly, both of them sit up in the sky high. It's just so much significance to that. People say, I go deeper. It's just like, oops. But that's just the significance behind it and how you still honor those who may have gone on, you know. And to have Haley, now you say Haley is now being a sponsor, basically. She's like the grand ambassador for this.
Because she gets it. That's to watch her. She works hard. We have a working board.
Okay.
She works as hard as we work.
Okay.
All the 12 volunteers for the Night Under the Stars came from Haley.
Okay.
She packs. She does Haley Hope bags. She shops. She bosses me around. So she's not just her name being on it. She understands it.
She gets it.
So to see her react, it's just like, wow, she's a boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what you're raising.
So she hosted her first event in January. It was called Future Boss. And it was
I needed to be there.
it was a kids financial literacy held at the Clayton County Police Headquarters.
I need you on D5. Okay,
Yes.
we'll talk later. Okay. Yes.
So
Okay.
she did a kids panel, which was her idea, to tell about childhood cancer from a kid's perspective.
Wow.
You hear me talking about it, but to hear her tell her story, how she remembers it because she was 5, and she looks at pictures, she asks questions. Well, when was this? I had how many? And in the car, she said, so every time you have cancer, you lose your hair. And I said 90% of the time, because it depends on what kind of medicine you're on. She knew someone who got diagnosed a week ago. So she's asking those questions to feed into her to make her better.
And I think that's important. You know, we always say, you know, pay it forward. And she is. Even while she's going through what she's going through. And people look at her and say, what? You know, you going through this? And I would have never thought. Well, you didn't have to think. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? and that's how it should be. So tell our viewers how they can get in touch with you. And your
her favorite part.
Okay, you tell you.
So if you need us, you can reach my mom at 678-643-1146. She doesn't answer her phone after 9. Her phone goes on D&D. But our website is always open at www.thehaileybankheadfoundation.org.
All right. Well, we have it right here. We're so glad that Heather and Hailey, H&H, almost like H&M, but H&H is here with us and being able to share her story. And we hope that it encourages you. Again, thank you all for subscribing and checking us out here in the guest room with Dr. D. Until next time, bye. Hello, everyone. It's Dr. D again, and I want to just come in and tell you this really quick. Did you know that I am an author? Yes, I am. I'm an author of 2 books. Cage in a Cubicle, Spiritual Lessons, and It's Time to Own Your Truth. But our first book here, Cage in a Cubicle, Spiritual Lessons, came as a result of me working in corporate America. And with that being said, it also came as of me writing in my journal as well as my dissertation. And I couldn't believe it that I was actually living what I was writing, in a sense, in my dissertation, that is. And so here it is, it's coming now to fruition as of now writing a book. Who would have ever thought that I would be writing a book about my experiences in a cage cubicle? And every now and then, I thought the cage cubicle was there to hurt me, but in essence, it was there to protect me, and it gave me some life lessons as spiritual lessons as well. And so I want you all to be able to tune into this book. Read this book. It's really good because it can help you on so many different levels. How you can purchase this book is go to Amazon.com. The book is sold there. Hey, just help a sister out, and I look forward to being able to answer any questions you may have. Just drop me a note in the chat, and I look forward to connecting with you. Talk soon.